It looks like you're writing a letter. Would you like help? These 9 words terrorized office workers worldwide for nearly a decade.
Hey, it looks like you're writing a letter.
Fuck off.
Hey, it looks like you're writing a letter.
Fuck off.
Hey, it looks like you're writing a letter.
Fuck off.
Hey, it looks like you're writing a letter.
I'm not
Hey,
writing a
it-
fucking letter! Alright! You little fucking paperclip!
Because nothing says productivity software quite like an anthropomorphic office supply interrupting your work every 30 seconds. Meet Clippy, Microsoft's well-intentioned attempt to make Office more user-friendly that instead became a masterclass in how not to design user interfaces. Introduced in Office 97, this digital assistant was supposed to revolutionize how people interacted with software. Instead, it revolutionized how people learned to hate animated helpers. Today, we'll explore how Microsoft's most famous mascot went from helpful assistant to internet meme, and how a simple paperclip became a cautionary tale about the fine line between helpful and annoying. But first, let's understand how Microsoft accidentally created the most irritating office assistant since that co-worker who microwaves fish in the break room. In the mid-1990s, Microsoft faced a problem. Office was becoming increasingly complex, with new features that intimidated casual users. The company's solution was revolutionary for its time, an intelligent assistant that would proactively offer help based on what users were doing. This wasn't just a help system, it was supposed to be a digital colleague that understood context and provided relevant assistance. The Office Assistant feature launched in Office 97 with several character options, but Clippy, officially named Clippit, quickly became the default choice. Designed by Kevin Atterbury, Clippy was meant to be friendly, approachable, and helpful. The character could perform over 50 different animations, from typing on a tiny keyboard to transforming into various shapes to illustrate different concepts. Microsoft's research suggested users wanted more interactive help systems. Focus groups responded positively to early prototypes, and the company invested heavily in the technology behind the Office Assistant. The system used basic artificial intelligence to analyze user behavior and offer contextually relevant suggestions. The concept was genuinely innovative. Instead of forcing users to search through help menus, Clippy would watch what they were doing and proactively offer assistance. Writing a letter, Clippy would suggest formatting options, creating a presentation. The assistant would offer design tips. Unfortunately, Microsoft's vision of helpful assistants collided spectacularly with the reality of how people actually work with computers. Then Clippy was unleashed on the world, and suddenly everyone understood what it felt like to have an overeager intern who never learned when to shut up.
Once I locate the proper code sequence, this terminal will allow me to take command of the satellites which control the world's power grid. Once they're under my control, the entire world will be subject to my whims. Go away, you paperclip! No one likes you!
The problems with Clippy became apparent almost immediately. The assistant's artificial intelligence was primitive by today's standards, leading to suggestions that ranged from obvious to completely irrelevant. Users would be deep in concentration, crafting important documents, when Clippy would suddenly pop up with helpful observations like, "It looks like you're writing a letter," when they were clearly working on a budget spreadsheet. The timing of Clippy's interruptions was particularly maddening. The assistant would appear at the worst possible moments during phone calls, presentations, or when users were rushing to meet deadlines. There was no learning algorithm that recognized when users were busy or stressed. Clippy operated on a simple trigger system: detect certain patterns, offer help, regardless of context or user mood. Even worse, Clippy's suggestions often demonstrated a fundamental misunderstanding of what users were trying to accomplish. The assistant would offer to help format a business letter when users were writing creative fiction, or suggest presentation templates when they were creating simple lists. These mismatched suggestions made Clippy seem not just unhelpful, but actively stupid. The character's animations, designed to be charming and engaging, quickly became sources of irritation. Clippy would bounce, wink, and gesture enthusiastically while delivering unwanted advice, creating a jarring disconnect between the assistant's cheerful demeanor and users' growing frustration. Perhaps most frustrating was Clippy's persistence. Dismissing the assistant didn't make it go away. It would return with new suggestions, trapping users in an endless cycle of interruption and dismissal. And that's when the internet discovered its first universal enemy, a paperclip with delusions of helpfulness. The backlash against Clippy was swift, brutal, and creative. Users didn't just dislike the Office assistant, they actively hated it, with a passion typically reserved for traffic jams and tax audits. Online forums filled with complaints, jokes, and increasingly elaborate fantasies about destroying the animated Paperclip. How to disable Clippy became one of the most searched Office-related queries. The hatred was so intense that it spawned an entire genre of anti-Clippy content. Websites dedicated to mocking the assistant appeared, featuring games where users could torture Clippy in various creative ways. Flash animation showed the Paperclip being bent, burned, and destroyed in increasingly elaborate scenarios. The assistant became a symbol of everything wrong with intrusive software design. Microsoft initially defended Clippy, citing internal research showing that some users found the assistant helpful, but the company couldn't ignore the overwhelming negative feedback. Office 2000 made Clippy less intrusive, and Office XP relegated the assistant to an optional feature that was disabled by default. By Office 2003, Clippy was essentially hidden. The assistant's downfall was accelerated by the rise of internet culture and meme sharing. Clippy became one of the first widely shared technology memes, with users creating and sharing jokes about the assistant's annoying behavior. The Paperclip's distinctive appearance and catchphrases made it perfect meme material. The backlash revealed something important about user interface design. Good intentions don't excuse poor execution. Users didn't hate Clippy because they opposed helpful software. They hated it because it was helpful in all the wrong ways. But here's the thing. Killing Clippy only made it stronger, transforming a failed software feature into an immortal internet legend. After Microsoft officially retired Clippy in 2007, something unexpected happened. The assistant became more popular than ever. Freed from the burden of actually being useful, Clippy evolved into a beloved meme, representing the absurdity of early AI attempts and the unintended consequences of well-meaning design decisions. The Paperclip's second life began on social media, where users shared nostalgic jokes about Clippy's annoying behavior. It looks like you're trying to become a versatile meme format applied to everything from cooking disasters to relationship problems. The assistant's distinctive appearance and memorable catchphrases made it instantly recognizable across generations of internet users. Microsoft eventually embraced Clippy's meme status, bringing the character back for April Fool's jokes and nostalgic marketing campaigns. In 2019, the company released official Clippy stickers for Microsoft Teams, acknowledging the assistant's transformation from software failure to cultural icon. Clippy's legacy extends beyond nostalgia. It became a cautionary tale that influenced modern AI design. Today's digital assistants like Siri, Alexa, and Google Assistant learned from Clippy's mistakes, operating on explicit user commands rather than proactive interruptions. The Paperclip's failure helped establish principles of respectful AI interaction that prioritize user control and consent. The assistant also represents a unique moment in computing history when software companies believed users wanted anthropomorphic helpers. Clippy's failure helped kill the trend of animated software mascots, leading to the cleaner, more minimalist interfaces we use today. Clippy's story is the perfect cautionary tale about the gap between good intentions and good execution. Microsoft genuinely wanted to help users navigate increasingly complex software, but created an assistant that prioritized being helpful over being wanted. The Paperclip's transformation from software failure to beloved meme proves that sometimes the best thing a product can do is fail spectacularly enough to become memorable. Clippy succeeded by failing so completely that it became a shared cultural reference point for an entire generation. But here's the terrifying part. Clippy was Siri's annoying ancestor, and we're living through its revenge in 2025. Today's AI doesn't just pop up uninvited. It edits your photos, writes your emails, and makes decisions about your life. Imagine if Grok or Alexa started saying, "It looks like you're sad. Want a therapy bot?" Y2K taught us to fear tech betrayal. We're living it with AI bosses who think they know what's best for us. Clippy's ghost haunts every AI assistant that assumes it knows what you need. The most important lesson: the best technology isn't the smartest. It's the kind that knows when to shut up.